Hey Health Warriors, Nancy Smorch here, and today is Health Warrior Wednesday. Today I wanted to expand a little bit on meditation and specifically the brain and meditation. And there's a piece of equipment that you can use to measure your brain waves and the frequencies that it's giving off. And it can measure basically four main frequencies, the beta, the alpha, theta, and delta. And what you'll find in most Americans is that they live primarily in a high beta wavelength, which is basically, imagine that you are the conductor of your mind and your mind is an orchestra. And if you were conducting an orchestra, a real orchestra, and all the different instruments wanted to play whenever they wanted, and some were high and some were low, and some wanted more attention and some were quiet, and they were just going off all, unorganized, you'd have a, out of tune, out of rhythm symphony. And basically that's what happens in your brain when you've got so many different thoughts firing off all the time at all these, everything's coming at you. We've talked about this before at such a high speed, and you're stressed and you're thinking about so many things and you're trying to hyper-focus, but you're trying to hyper-focus on many different things. Anyway, basically that puts you in a state of fight or flight, and it puts your brain in this high beta frequency. And when your brain is in that high beta frequency, similar to the orchestra, you're sending out incoherent signals in the brain, and those incoherent signals are being sent through the nervous system to your body. And short periods of time of that are okay, because that's basically what happens when we're kind of in a fight or flight or stress mode. But long term, of being in this state is not good. And when it's consistently sending out those incoherent signals to the rest of your body, you're setting yourself up for disease. Now, I know about this firsthand because when I went to NeuroCore, which is a brain training place in Michigan, they did a QEEG on me in the beginning, and they tested the brain waves, and I was like off the charts high beta. So my brain was just firing way too rapidly, and you can't think creatively, you can't think coherently, you can't think compassionately, you can't be in the state of creation and love and joy and all that when you're in this high beta range. So how do you get out of that? Well, meditation is one of the ways. Neurofeedback, which is what I did with NeuroCore, is another way to do that. But let's talk about meditation. When I went to the workshop in Washington, there was a neuroscientist there that was testing certain individuals, pre-workshop and post-workshop, setting up some brain mapping and testing different regions of the brain and the frequencies before and after, because we did a lot of meditation in the workshop. So I actually set up for a consultation to go over with the doctor my pre and post measurements and recommendations that he will have for me. So I haven't set that in stone yet. I'm working on getting an appointment, and when I get the results, I will share them with you. I can't wait to see what they are, because I'm pretty sure that my brain waves were in a totally different frequency after the workshop than they were prior to. We did a lot of meditation again in the workshop, and afterwards I brought that practice home, and I've been meditating every morning and evening, and I can feel the difference. Not only in the way that I communicate, but the way that I can focus and the way that I can stay on task. Now, some of the things I was experiencing before when my mind or my brain was in high beta mode was I had a hard time carrying on a conversation. I had a hard time focusing on tasks. I would extremely easily distracted. Sometimes I just would be driving and I'm like, okay, I was like zone out. So that was when I'm like, I've got to do something. So again, I started with the brain training and started with meditating. And now, just after the 1 week of intensive meditation training and continuing the work, I've noticed I'm much more able to focus on having a conversation, being in the moment, much more creative. I'm able to go to that place in a different state and create and actually change the subconscious mind, the programming of the subconscious mind, which is where 95% of our programming is. The conscious mind is only 5%. So when you go to meditate, you can get into that door to the subconscious mind and actually change or rewire the brain and bring that back to the body and change your habits and behavior and beliefs. So anyway, it's pretty cool stuff, but I just wanted to give you some of the scientific reasons behind why you might want to meditate. And we'll get into that again more down the road, but I just wanted to give you a little tease of that now, and hopefully soon share with you the results of my brain mapping after the workshop. So if you have any questions, send them my way. Any comments on your meditation practice, what you've noticed by doing it, or what type of meditation you do, comments, and we will see you next week on Health Warrior Wednesday.